Meet the baby who is destined to always be tied to the apron strings after he was delivered by his chef dad, who used his apron ties to cut the cord. Costas Mina, 44, was forced to leap into action when partner Natalie, 30, went into labor in the bath and gave birth 10 minutes after contractions had started. The chef dialed 999, the UK's version of 911, for guidance, but little Harry was born so quickly he had to rely on his instincts. Costas noticed the umbilical cord had wrapped itself around the baby's neck and had to wait until Natalie had another contraction to unravel the cord. Paramedics told him to find something to cut the cord with, and Costas flung open the wardrobe, pulled out his chef's uniform, and used the string to tie off and cut the cord. Within an hour, a midwife arrived, and the trio was taken to Barnet General Hospital in North London for a checkup. Harry, weighing 7 pounds 5 ounces, is a younger brother to the pair's 19-month-old daughter, Amber. The little guy was named after soccer star Harry Kane. Despite the miraculously quick birth, Costas says the arrival of his second son was one of the longest and most surreal moments of his life. The proud dad said, "It was all such a rush and Natalie was obviously screaming the house down. But I was asked by the ambulance helper to check on Harry and I noticed he wasn't crying. I took another look and realized the cord had managed to wrap itself around his neck twice. I didn't want to just go in there and tug it off as he was so small. I was worried I would damage his windpipe. So it was just a waiting game. She had another contraction and he was out to his waist, and I was able to help the little guy out. As soon as I untangled the umbilical cord, I heard him gasp and then belt out this cry. Then the guy on the phone was telling me to get some string to cut the cord. We didn't have any in the house and just looked around to see what was lying around. I flung open the wardrobe and saw my chef's uniform hanging up. I grabbed the apron, wrapped the strings around. And that's how I delivered our baby. There was no other feeling like it. I just felt empowered. I know it was only a matter of minutes, but it felt like the longest period of my life. I've never panicked so much. But Natalie was something else. She did it all without any relief. Natalie was due at the beginning of August and decided to take a morning bath to induce contractions on July 28th. But as soon as she got into the tub, she realized she was in labor, and the couple called 999. Costas couldn't hear the paramedics' instructions over his partner's screams, so he ran downstairs in a bid to hear better as Natalie waddled to the bedroom. Friends came to collect their daughter Amber, and Costas added. She walked upstairs and into the bedroom, took one look and walked straight back out. She panicked because there was so much blood. To be fair, it did look like the chest burster scene from Alien. But I didn't have time to mull over that. I just did what I needed to do. So I was there without any help. It was surreal. Having just delivered his son by himself, Costas had just as big a role in his naming his son. He said, "It was only until we got to the hospital that I finally had a moment to myself. I sat in the chair and got my phone out and started scrolling through Facebook. The Tottenham football page had just put up a post wishing Harry Kane a happy birthday. I turned to Natalie and joked we should name him after Harry, and it just stuck. To be honest, she was probably too exhausted to argue back, so it just stuck. Not only did I get to deliver my son, but I also got to name him after one of my favorite players.